What was your, oh shit I might not be straight, moment? When I was 13/14 I was at a sleepover. We discussed our, boys we fancied list, then our, girl crush list. They named celebrities. I named like Holly from drama class, one of our female teachers, a girl in the year above. And was yeah, she's pretty and she's so cute when she. I was then informed a girl crush is when you want to be this person, or be like them. Not be on them or kissing them and holding their hand while you walk round a Christmas market. And that's how I found out that being attracted to girls wasn't a straight person thing. One time in high school, I knew a girl who was really attached to me. I had low self-esteem and she would always be happy with me and she would say things like, "You look cute today," and "That skirt matches your eyes." I never thought she liked me because I would just think, nobody can like me, or I would just think I was lucky to have someone so nice. It was by Valentine's Day she made me chocolate in a little pink lock and lock as she confessed her love to me. I almost fainted as I coughed in shock. Wrong reaction. She was confused but we talked it out. That year we went to prom together. She was my first best kiss that grade, and we were one of the most famous lesbian couples in our school. We later broke up because she was going to her dream college in California and we both agreed a long-term relationship wouldn't be good. Ever since, I knew I was gay AF. I wrestled my best friend in middle school and realized in the middle of it that I prefer it when he's on top of me. Edit. Woo, this blew up. Let's hope he's not a redditor. Degree, and yes, we hooked up later, you middle-aged suburban women you. Novel is out soon. I wrote a very long diary entry in late middle school about how beautiful my best friend looked as she slept at a sleepover. I wrote in detail about her fluttering eyelashes, her smooth skin, her parted lips, her deep breathing, etc. I closed it out by saying that I'm not homosexual and I never would be, I just thought my best friend was a beautiful soul. We started dating a couple months later. Going down on my high school best friend in the science room storage closet. When I was little and whenever I read books about a straight couple in love, and the woman was this fiery goddess, I never wanted to be the gorgeous woman in the book, I was curious about how it felt to fall for one. I loved the idea of it. Then, I started to develop intense crushes on girls. I was over my friend's house and he took a shower and came back to his room naked and started playing Fortnite naked. I was way too interested in looking at him that I knew I wasn't straight. Basically, I got a text from a guy the first met at school. Literally never talked to him outside of that one class. The text said, "Hey, you're pretty hot. Wanna fuck?" Now, I assumed that my reaction would be no, I am straight, but I sat there and thought about it. Long story short, I thought he was pretty hot too. We chatted for a few days, sent some pictures, then we fucked. Okay, well, here's also the story I will never tell my parents. So back in 8th grade one was bullied by a bunch of girls because they thought I was a lesbian and they had decided to try and blackmail me. So one day I was alone in the halls since I had to stay back in my last class due to spilling something and now I was late going to my next class. I swear they must have somehow planned me spilling something because one of the girls was walking the opposite direction of me, but then quickly stopped me with their arm and did that, ping someone against the wall with your arm, thing. She was taller than me, so she was looking down at me and I was a bit scared and confused since I thought I was going to get beat up, but instead she started to flirt with me. Not like the compliment flirting, I mean like full on, "I wanna bang you," flirting. Keep in mind we were both underage, even for the state we're in, which was 16 for consent. I was blushing like crazy before she kissed me and left. I dunno how they were gonna blackmail me because a week passed before it clicked with me that I liked that a bit too much even if it was faked. Then I told a friend that I thought I could trust, and before I knew it the whole school knew I was a lesbian and I got heavily bullied for it, so the homophobes made my life worse. Thanks for making me scared to come out to my parents. Middle school. I just love when women. I was reading a blog and it said bisexuality was imagining yourself married to either gender and being happy with it. It's probably not an accurate statement, but I figured yeah, I'd be totally fine with either. Later on I thought about the sex part, was completely repulsed and learned the term, asexual. My therapist was doing a series of quick questions and asked, "You like boys?" And I was like, "Yeah," and "You like girls?" And I said, "No." I don't know, and he, well, straight people normally answer that one way differently. Then it hit me, at 23, that I'm not straight, might be bi, and all the watching, reading lesbian porn, finding that actress pretty, fantasizing about a girl 2 years my senior, noticing great boobs, ass wasn't me, being so okay with being straight that I was okay with having experiences with women, I actually kinda like them, so yeah, I was that oblivious. Met a girl via Twitter through a tag, started talking, then moved to video calls. Every time a notification came up on my phone from her, I got that warm-faced, fuzzy chest feeling. We're just good friends, I said to myself, like a liar. She's just really sweet and I like talking to her. 4 months of this and one day she mentions Philip. I ask her who that is, as I'd never heard the name from her before. Oh, that's my boyfriend. Oh, okay. Recent boyfriend. No, we've been together 7 years. Around minute 5 of crying is when I realized. Crying about that and feeling like I'd gotten my heart broken wasn't normal. When I saw a woman dressed in a business suit, but with a skirt. She had on heels and tights with a black line going up the back of her legs. That sight with the click of her heels, I didn't just like boys. Being 14 and realizing I preferred lesbian erotic novels over anything else. I don't think I'm gay since in relationship dynamics I much more prefer the company of women. However, since the first time I went to the Louvre at 13, I was really fascinated with all those statues and paintings of naked men. So yeah, I'd say a beautiful body is a beautiful body, no matter the sex. The day when I was 16 and had just realized that the only porn that I had been watching up to that point for the last 5 years was the gay kind. Girls be looking way cuter and I developed some feels. But the solidifying moment was during a girls' sleepover where we played Truth or Dare and I had to kiss this girl. Oh boy, I did not want that moment to end. More NSFW than other examples. I'm heteroromantic, easily, but I found out I'm bi-curious when I found myself fapping to the idea of getting topped out of nowhere, and rather than be disgusted, it just kinda felt arousing. In high school PE I tried out for football. The coach was showing us how to tackle. 6 there I was, getting full on body slammed by a 300 pounds tank with a beard and arms bigger than tree trunks. I did not complain. Turns out I don't like football. I just like rough sex with bearish men. Also, erections while wearing a cup are very uncomfortable. Realizing that a male friend was objectively more attractive than my girlfriend. Took me another 20 years to admit to myself that I was bi, though. Henry Cavill. It all started when I was little and saw Rocky Horror Picture Show for the first time. Tim Curry started singing Sweet Transvestite, threw off that cloak, and it awoke something deep in me. He looked dead-ass sexy in that lingerie. Then as a teenager I went to a party where I played Truth or Dare. I was dared to kiss a boy, and I enjoyed that. Then I was dared to kiss a girl, and I liked that too. And suddenly things started to fall into place. Turns out, I'm pan and pay no attention to gender when it comes to who I'm attracted to. When I said to my friend, "This dude is cool," I wouldn't ask him out, but if he asked me I wouldn't refuse. Turns out I'm gay and shy. Heather Graham in that Austin Powers movie, and again in Boogie Nights. I had to do some serious soul searching. Making out with girls in 5th grade and liking it. I was fascinated by a girl at school, age 17. She was so cool and confident, didn't care what people thought. Started thinking about her a little too much. Didn't think anything of it really. It was only when she invaded my thoughts when I was with my boyfriend that I realized. 2 years later I came out as a lesbian and haven't looked back. Australian accent. I honestly still say straight, but deep down I know if the right Aussie hit on me I'd be saying bye as soon as I crawled out of their bed and caught my breath. The Mummy Returns. Evie and Mila battle it out in those gold outfits. When I searched for porn and found a website that made me click which option I wanted to see. I clicked, gay. I've been watching lesbian porn since I discovered what porn was. Dudes in porn made me uncomfortable. It was at age 17 I realized that I'm probably not as straight as I thought, that plus having a crush on a girl for the first time. Probably David Bowie existing. Jade from Victorious. She made little 11-year-old me feel a certain type of way. I blame Jade for the fact that I'm now a lesbian. When my best friend came out as a lesbian and my brain went automatically, yes, we have a chance with her. Wait, so turns out I'm bi edit. By we, I mean me, a dumbass, and whatever runs my emotions. Had a huge crush on Gillian Anderson, and when she did that famous FHM front cover, I wished I was gay so I could openly drool over her. Long story short, that's how I discovered that bisexual was a thing. Seeing Jennifer Lawrence spin in that red dress in Hunger Games. It was just a, oh fuck, oh god, oh shit, moment. TFW, you learn you're bi through young adult enjoyments. Had a fantasy and may or may not have enjoyed it. A year ago I was at a scout camp, and there was a guy there with this absolutely amazing hair, and I was like, that's really cool. I've felt similar tendencies since then, and a couple of friends coming out to me has given me some new confidence, and I may start telling people soon. Edit. After posting this I realized this might be somewhat unclear, so to clarify, I tend to really enjoy playing with looking at people's hair. I'd call myself bisexual but leaning straight, though. I checked a girl out. Was at a party, sober as a nun, and this girl walks by and I'm like, DAAAMN. Figured out two things about myself that day. First was that sexuality is a moving target, and though I still consider myself mostly straight, I wouldn't kick a pretty girl out of my bed. The second is that, apparently, I'm into gingers. I went to a Sweet 16 party. I walked in and, this has never happened before or after, I saw this guy and my brain went, whoa. WTF just happened. I stopped breathing when I saw him, but it was like my lungs freaked out and didn't know what to do. And I got blushy or some shit. IDK, it's hard to explain, but I just thought he was very attractive. I tried to fight the feeling I was having, but for some reason my brain really liked him. I ended up going to school with him. AMD, the feeling went away. But that was one of the weirdest moments. I was never into sports, and I spent my weekends going to the mall with girls. My dad was very concerned and asked if I was gay. I literally had to think about it and imagined myself sucking a dick. It did nothing for me, so I decided I was not gay. Me telling my wife, I'm totally straight, but Neil Patrick Harris is hot. I'm totally straight, but Brendan Urie is hot. I'm totally straight, but Dan Levy is hot. Fuck. I might not be totally straight. Well, I hate to say it, but I saw this picture of Harry Styles a while back and it occurred to me, I think I would let that man destroy me. College. I had a GF through high school, so assumed I was bi because I had a GF, even though I looked at the boys way more than any girl. I realized I was asexual when my husband and his friends were talking about which Hollywood star they were attracted to, and I couldn't think of anyone. I asked my friends and some of them had lists. I'm like, how can you want to have sex with someone you don't know? And found out no, really lots of people have instant attraction or lust. I wasn't sexually attracted to my husband until I known him weeks. He informed me he was attracted to me as soon as he saw me and even changed his class schedule so we'd have more classes together. I didn't have one. It was only after I typed, "Am I the only one who doesn't want sex?" into Google, after years of trying to be straight, and one of the answers was, maybe you're not straight. Ever heard of asexuality? That I got it. I didn't know it was an option before then, otherwise it would have clicked years before. As a guy, every time I see Chris Hemsworth or Henry Cavill. Looking back, many things, haha, but if I had to pick the earliest memory, I'd say first grade taekwondo. New kid comes to class and I remember thinking, that's a cute boy. Huh. Came out after college. I'm still attracted to and hook up with women here and there, but am otherwise as gay as can be. When I was in the 5th grade, my older sister came out as a lesbian. That meant I was a lesbian too, in my 5th grade head. A boy asked me to be his girlfriend not long after, and that's when I knew I was straight. I think it was that time when I started experiencing lower back pain. Spending too long focused on the pages of women's underwear in my mum's Avon catalogs when I was a kid. 18 or so years later and I still don't damn know. I was sitting next to this girl Elizabeth in my 5th grade class. We had to share a science book, and we made a game of hiding the science book in each other's desks and saying, "You have the science book." And playing that game with her gave me butterflies. When she signed my yearbook that I was fun to sit by, I about died. Megara from Hercules and Hercules Chell from Road to El Dorado, Jessica Rabbit from Who Framed Roger Rabbit, Lola Bunny in Space Jam, and quite recently reignited my passion for men too, Zagreus from Hades. Sitting there googling, am I a lesbian, quizzes lol. Well, the first sign probably should have been lil 4th grade me, after learning of the existence of gay people, laying there at night thinking, aw man, gay girls are so lucky. Wish I could date a girl. Oh well, guess I'll marry a man. Or the countless times groups of girls would be obsessing over how cute some dude was and I'd be standing there like. Or maybe the fantasies I had in 6th grade about me dating a girl I was friends with. But for some reason I didn't even begin to consider the possibility of not being straight until I got the most intense crush of my life, the kind that physically hurts because you want the other person so badly, on a friend of mine who was a girl. Hence the googling lol. Took me another 2 or 3 years to really accept it. Even now I have a girlfriend and occasionally doubt myself, but I know that's just my dumbass brain overthinking everything. Was year 10 UK, maybe 15. On a school trip to the US, shared a 2-double bedroom with 3 upper 6th, 17 to 18 guys. This would be back in 2007-ish, when skinny indie kids with greasy hair were the thing. One of them was this guy, who was 18, and I thought he was so mature and grown up. He wore a proper thick woolen trenchcoat and told stories about girls giving blowjobs under it, which to a 15-year-old felt like I was talking to some sort of wizard. He had very pale gray-blue eyes, but with dark skin and messy curly dark hair, so they really stood out. Anywho, they decided that being squeamish around other boys was kinda uncool, so this guy decided after his shower to walk across the room stark bollock naked to get dressed. And he was really thin, but muscular with it, and that was the first time I'd really looked at a cock before, because he stood there tolling off with a bit of a smirk, as if he was trying to make me uncomfortable. I was not uncomfortable. The very first clue that I was bi was rewatching Harry Potter when I was 11 and wanting to make out with Hermione super bad. Then when I was 13, me and my friends were all at a sleepover and, since we were horny teens, we played Spin the Bottle. I got my best friend and it was like the best thing ever. Thanks for watching. See you later.